delayed start there. Just a lot going on today, and I wasn't even going to stream today, but I felt like giving you guys one final show before I head out of town for a couple of days. I'll share more about that in just a few here. Going to wait for some more people to pop on the stream before I get to that. How are y'all doing today? Can you hear me clearly and see me clearly? It is Monday, the start of a brand new week. I'm just going to wait for this woman to pass on by. I don't want to run into her as she crosses. We're just going to wait a second here. I try to be as respectful as possible on these streams. I mean, at some point down the road, I may do like on-the-spot interviews and stuff like that, like some other YouTubers do, but not at this point. The Queen is here. Hey, Queen. Nice to see you here today. Can you hear me clearly and see me clearly? Am I good, Queen? Welcome to the show. How you been, Queen? I know you've been pretty busy fighting the fight. Fighting the good fight for all of us. In this crazy modern world we're all living in. Queen says you're good. Okay. Thank you, Queen. It means I can get right to it. And there's a guy down the way who's stretching right by the fence on the way in. It's a beautiful day today. I'd say it's probably about 75 degrees at least right now. I could feel the sun on my back. Queen says, I am doing okay. I have to take cat to the vet tomorrow. She's very sick. How old's your cat, Queen? Is your cat getting up there in age? I know how people get extremely emotionally attached to their pets more than humans. So I can understand, Queen. I wish you and your cat the best. I'm gonna cross over here and head into the trail. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you folks can see this, but the reflection. Can you folks see that reflection of the bridge walkway across the water? That is absolutely amazing. I don't know if you can see that, Queen, right there. If I even have the angle right. Excuse me. It's towards the end of the allergy season. My throat's been a little dry lately because of allergies. Let me pop on in. As always, when I walk into this trail at Bar Island in Redwood City, California, I just love to show what I see. I never get tired of this. Never get tired of this. Sun is out. It's just beating down on my back. It's pretty warm. It's absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. She's about 7 or 8 years old. Oh, she's still fairly young. Hey, is that you, Lewis Fuller? Good afternoon, Lewis Fuller. How you doing, man? How's it going for you in your neck of the woods today? Lewis, Queen is here, Lewis here. We might even get Dion popping on in. SIF, USMO, I'm sure you're somewhere out there, and you'll probably tune in. Nice to hear from you, Dion, in the Coach Eli private Facebook chat we have going on. The Coach Eli moderator private chat. Dion was not around yesterday for any YouTube stuff, and he felt bad about it. And I'm here to say that, Dion, hey, come and go as you wish. I mean, we can't always make everything, folks, but you know what? I do respect, I have to say this, Dion. I do respect a modern world dude. I believe you say you're 30. I do respect a modern world young man that apologizes and owns up to stuff. Now, again, you didn't do anything wrong, but the fact that you're just such a reasonable, decent, down-to-earth dude, man, it says a lot about your character, man. I'm sure your girlfriend appreciates that, right? You're like the man in the relationship, but you're good to her and she's good to you too, right? Speaking of Dion, SIFUSMO is here. Hey there. He is. I enjoyed my quiet weekend all to myself, says Queen, and SIFUSMO Dion says, hi, Lewis. All right. Got more and more people coming on in. And got a great topic for you folks today. This new term that I've been hearing a lot lately called peacocking. And it sounds kind of cliche, but it makes a lot of sense. And I think that a lot of people misperceive this term and what it actually means, right? All these fancy terms, the millennials and post-millennials, the I generation, Gen Zers, the Gen Y and Gen Zers have created all of these terms, right? That really don't mean anything different than, things us Gen Xers and baby boomers have talked about all along. They just use fancy terminology for it, like peacocking, right? Peacocking, sapiosexual, all that stuff, right? All these concepts have been around for so many years, but those damn millennials, they just put some fancy verbiage on it. We're going to call it peacocking instead of just saying men taking care of themselves, right? Men showing up the best version of themselves they can be, right? We're just going to call it peacocking. And then we're going to create some conversation on it and stir up the drama pot, right? And women are going to get confused by it and talk smack about it. And men are going to talk smack about it. And it's going to create one big shit show confusion regarding what it actually means. And that's why I do these shows. That's why I'm a coach, to really share with you folks what these terms mean, right? And because if you apply these terms, which is what I'm trying to say, if you apply these principles that I teach, you'll have the best possible shot of accomplishing whatever it is you want to accomplish in life, including the dating world. I'm going to pull up to the side. There are some people coming. Let them go ahead. I'll check out the chat. Hello, Queen, says SAFSMO. Paulie Estep, hi. Paulie, I'm curious to know who you are. You've been around in the past. How did you find out about my channel? And, do you have any questions, comments, concerns? We're very leery of trolls and new people here. I mean, we welcome everyone, but, hopefully you're a legitimate person. If you are, we'd love to help you and engage with you in any way possible. I've never heard of peacocking, says SIFUSMO. Beastmaster says, hi, sorry if I offended you the other day. I work part-time at TSO. This is Annie. BM is asleep. Hello, Miss Queen. My BF loves you. Well, he speaks highly of you. Well, Annie, here's the thing. If you are actually Beastmaster's girlfriend, then that's great. And no, you didn't offend me. I'm the kind of guy that just wonders why people care so much about people they don't even know on the internet, right? If their sunglasses are a little cockeyed or the camera angle is a little bit off, it's like, for me, it's all about somebody having a good message and whether I believe in what they're saying or not. I don't sit there and look at their sunglasses, their hat, their face, or even what they're wearing. I mean, to a certain extent, I feel that you have to present yourself, as best as possible. But, people on the internet, especially those millennials and post-millennials, and you're a millennial, ma'am, no disrespect. The millennials and post-millennials are very, very highly critical of every little aspect. They dissect every little aspect, right? And, I come from the former generation, Gen X, where, I just accept people for who they are. And I'm not highly critical of people. Now, do I criticize people? Sure, sometimes I do. Because some people deserve to be criticized, especially the drama people and the insecure people, the insecure men and women, and mentally and emotionally unstable men and women that react and overreact to things. But for the most part, I really care about everyone. Exactly, the message is more important than glasses. And another thing, ma'am, here's the thing. Like, I'm not saying that you're not real or you're not Beastmaster's girlfriend. But, there are a lot of trolls out here on YouTube and the internet, right? And, you say your name is Annie or whatever it is, and Beastmaster, I don't even know what his name is. I just know him as Beastmaster. And never seen his face, never heard his voice. Don't know his name, right? As far as I know, he's some anonymous person on the internet, right? And you could be, that could be him pretending to be you. I'm not saying it is, but again, I'm very leery about people that represent themselves anonymously on the internet. It's kind of hard to value that. Do you understand what I'm saying? I guess what I was trying to say the other day when Beastmaster made that comment, I don't have a problem with people criticizing people on the internet, right? No problem, as long as you show your face and put out your name. But the reason why people don't do that is because they want to talk shit about people. I'm not saying you did. People want to talk shit about people on the internet and then hide behind a fake name and not show their face. I can't respect that, right? And granted, you do it because you don't want to get stalked, harassed, and trolled like I've been, right? But that's all part of the game, right? If you have an opinion regarding something you believe in, you shouldn't be afraid to show who you are, right? And deal with the consequences, right? If you're not willing to deal with the consequences of your opinion, then I'm not saying this to you, man, I'm saying in general, then keep your mouth shut, right? That's all I'm saying, with no disrespect. I hope you appreciate what I'm saying, ma'am. I'm not trying to attack you or criticize you. I'm stating the facts. Anonymous people on the internet have zero value to me. I can't help people that are anonymous. I can only help people that I know who they are. He's never ugly about anyone. He's got a heart of gold. He's a good man. Lewis and I am real. I'll just go ahead and watch. And again, ma'am, I respect what you're saying to a certain extent because, again, anyone can come out on the internet and say they're real under someone else's account that's named Beastmaster. Never seen either of your faces, don't know your full names. I couldn't identify you, right? So that's all I'm saying. I understand you want to keep some form of anonymity because I'll tell you what. Here's the thing, ma'am, Beastmaster's girlfriend. If they found out about who you were and who he is, they would attack you and him until the point of where you would break up with him because that's how pathetic some people are out here on the internet. They have nothing better to do. They love harming people on the internet. They get off on that. Why do they get off on that? Because it's a direct reflection of how they see themselves, right? They're unhappy, they're immature, they're insecure, they're mentally and emotionally unstable. They wish their life was better, right? Maybe they're overweight or out of shape and they wish they were attractive and good looking. Without trying to show off like myself, I take care of myself for 47. And I'm sure you and Beastmaster look good too, right? But a lot of these people are very unhappy with the way they appear physically, the way they are mentally and emotionally. So they come out here on YouTube and other social media platforms and they project. They project their insecurities based on a direct reflection of how they see themselves, right? If anyone ever comes at anyone, especially anonymously on the internet, all they're doing is projecting onto you the direct reflection of how they see themselves, right? Because if they didn't perceive you to be better than them in any way, shape, or form, why would they try to kick you down? If you were in the position they're in, such a low position, they wouldn't bother with you, right? Makes sense? There's your coaching tip for the day right there. You know, just ignore trolls and haters and be good to people. I'm good even to anonymous people as long as they don't do something stupid. But again, it's hard for me to value comments and feedback from anonymous people, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's basically, you know, like going to the bank and making a withdrawal or going to the ATM and getting a withdrawal, and instead of real money popping out, it's counterfeit money, right? I look at anonymous people on the internet as counterfeit money, like counterfeit money. They're not real. They're just there, right? And again, I'm not saying you're not real. Maybe you are. Again, you can say you're real all you want. And I'll take your word for it, you know, until you do something that makes me not believe you. But again, anonymous people could be anybody, right? I'm going to go outside. Sorry that I made you mad at him. I didn't make me mad at him. Doesn't sound like a real account to me either. I know I'm that close to banning Beastmaster because, you know, I'm not here to be trolled. Beastmaster has sent me a few couple $2, $3 super chats and super stickers every now and then. But I have always thought in the back of my mind that Beastmaster is a troll. And I have banned him before. And he's getting close to getting banned again because, you know, I don't know who he is. What do you think, Dion? Well, Queen, here's the thing. Do you know Beastmaster's name? Have you ever seen a picture of him? Have you ever heard his voice? Have you ever heard anything that could identify him as a non-troll? I know, Queen, that you have some kind of a relationship with Beastmaster. But again, have you ever heard his voice? Have you ever seen his face? And do you know his name? No, you don't, right? She says no. So in essence, Queen, let me ask you this. No disrespect. You know I love you like a sister, right? How am I supposed to believe that this guy is real, or that even, you know, his girlfriend that claims to be on his account right now is a real person, right? Now, she may be a real person and so may he, but how can I verify that, right? Am I supposed to be naive and take the word of every faceless, nameless troll that pops up on YouTube? Especially after what I've experienced out here, I have zero tolerance for this shit. I have no tolerance for this shit at all. Beastmaster was timed out by SAFisimo. What did they say? to get timed out, Dion. I didn't see it. Can you write in the chat and let me know, what did Beastmaster say to get timed out? I'm just curious. I'm not questioning your judgment. I just didn't get a chance to read the message. I guess I triggered Mrs. Beastmaster or Mr. Beastmaster pretending to be someone else. People only get triggered when you call them out on the truth, right? And I'll always call people out on the truth. Eli banned Beastmaster again. Another one bites the dust, right? I'm so sick and tired of pathetic, moronic losers on YouTube and the internet just trying to play around with somebody like me that has a serious message, right? They all act like kindergartners, right? So pathetic, man. So immature, man. I'm a grown-ass man. I have no time for this shit, right? He said his name was Lewis, but he said it was his wife. Now he's lying. Why don't you go ahead and ban Beastmaster, SAFSMO. Go ahead and ban Beastmaster, not just time him out. I'd appreciate that. I'll just wait until SAFSMO Dion has the pleasure and honor of banning a troll. Beastmaster was hidden by SAFSMO. Thank you, Dion. And Beastmaster, listen up. Beastmaster or his girlfriend or whoever the hell you folks are, right? Please don't bother emailing me. Don't bother trying to beg to come back. You're not welcome here anymore. Beastmaster is who I call a soft troll. Somebody that, plays it cool on purpose to stick around, right? You're not fooling me, Beastmaster. And, every so often you did donate a few bucks, right? But see, Beastmaster, if you were a true supporter, you would have thrown down a 10 or a 20 or a 50 spot or something, right, bro? But you would throw down a couple bucks here and there to try to bring value to your trolling account, right? And you think I'm stupid to not realize that, bro? And now you bring in this fictional girlfriend character, and now she's on your account in the middle of a work day while you're sleeping? Come on, dog. Probably a burner account from that. Yep. Yeah, I agree. It is probably an account from the other side. And I'm not here to really talk about them today. I don't care. Right? I'm here to state my message. Queen has her big eyes open. He's gone forever, says Lewis. I mean, some of these people get off on trying to pull a fast one on me, right? And they get off on that because I'm hard to troll. Many people try to troll me, and they've trolled me in the past, but I'm untrollable. So, it's a challenge to them to try to stick around on my channel and troll me softly, even like Beastmaster did, to the point of where, they don't get banned, right? People have that much time to create burners to troll another man for no reason. It's pathetic, dude. They don't have any content, bro. And more than not having any content, Dion, SAFSMO, and everyone else, they have nothing going on in their life, right? Like, here's the thing. These people think I care about them talking about me on streams and talking smack about me. This new girl I've been seeing, Dion, and Queen and everyone else, she really likes me for me. Like she reaches out to me. Doesn't expect anything, but she's just really cool to me. She's probably watching right now at work. She's in a managerial position where she's at. And so she has some flexibility to where she can watch these streams. So good day to you, ma'am. So here's the thing. Why am I going to give a shit about what these people think when later tonight I'm going to be meeting up with her, and we're going to be driving out of town, a few hours out of town, and spending a couple days together in a nice hotel suite and going to nice restaurants and going hiking, right? And doing other things that these incels aren't doing. You know what an incel is, Dion? Involuntary celibate. These guys are all incels, or it's hard for them to get a woman, right? Because of the way they behave, right? So why am I going to give a shit about anything they say when later tonight it's like I'm going to be living the good life, right? That's what life is all about. Life is all about sharing it with someone and being a good person and taking care of yourself as best as possible so you can attract a good person in your life, right? In my case, a good woman, right? So while other people may be doing streams on me and talking shit about me the next few days, I'm going to be tuning this shit out and making out and doing other things that they won't be doing, right? Well, after their streams, they'll be using their own hands. Hi. Some nice people on the trail. There's a nice person, Austin. They waved at me. They're going to be doing that, Dion, that circular activity, right? The circle, Jerk, right? You know what that is, right? A bunch of guys get together on a video call and they do some pathetic things, right? Shit, I need to get to the topic soon. I'm just having too much fun with this, On my streams, we could talk about anything, right? Life is everything, right? LOL says SAFYSMO. Beastmaster is definitely an incel. He probably is an incel. I mean, seriously. He's probably an incel, or he's probably somebody from the other side. You're right, dude. Right? He's probably someone from the other side that, was soft trolling, meaning that he was pretending to try to do all the right things to avoid getting banned, right? But see, even when you try so hard to be real, Dion and everyone else, it comes off as unnatural, and I can pick up on that slightest variation. I'm that intuitive. And that's why these people like coming at me, because they want to see if they can get past my intuitive radar, right? Eli, it's nothing new with the circus clowns talking about you. Oh, I know, Queen. I'm not worried about it, Queen. I've just decided to, hey, you know what? And every now and then, if I have something to say, for example purposes, without mentioning names, I'll say what I want to say. It's not fair to me to not be able to respond to other people on YouTube every now and then or give them a piece of my mind, right? I don't do it all the time, and I do it respectfully, professionally, maturely, right? And I don't feed into it like I used to, but occasionally responding to something and just laughing at it and saying, Jesus, man, these people who just will never change. They do the same shit over and over again, expecting a different result, right? And I could care less, I've moved on. But they're still fixated on me for a certain reason. That's because they wish they could be me. They wish they could look as good as me, have the confidence I have. I say this humbly, of course, right? But, no people would continuously troll somebody for years unless they perceive that person to be better than them. That's the only reason. So, anyway. Hey, Queen or Dion, can somebody put the topic title in the chat? I know we're talking about peacocking, but I want to read the title exactly, and I totally forgot it because I went off on a little tangent here. I know we're episode 133 and we're talking about peacocking, but can somebody copy and paste the stream title into the chat? Because I'm about to get to that right now. But you're right, Dion. Beastmaster is probably an incel, and many of these people that project are incels, right? We're going to talk about that today, right? Because these people, even the incels, can change their life and not be incels, right? They can become more attractive, and it's not that difficult, right? It's not that difficult. And by the way, when I get back, I'm going to get back on Wednesday night, but I'm not going to stream Wednesday night. I'm going to stream probably a couple times on Thursday. A walking stream probably in the morning, and then a night stream. On the night stream on Thursday, I'm going to be talking about, introverted guys. And are women turned off by introverted men? I actually had a posting come across my Reddit feed today where they were talking about that, and it was very interesting. I've actually talked about introverted guys in the past and why they struggle with women. And it's not that introverted guys are bad guys. It's their approach to women is far different than extroverted guys, right? And we'll talk more about that on Thursday night from the studio. Thanks for the topic, Dion. Let's get right to it, folks. All right, welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition. Thank you as well, Queen. The Walking with Purpose live edition, live from the San Francisco Bay Trail, the SF Bay Trail in Redwood City at Bar Island. This is episode number 133, 133 of these in the last couple years. And today, we're going to be discussing peacocking is the best way to stand out when approaching women nowadays. One more time. Peacocking is the best way to stand out when approaching women nowadays. Again, thank you, SIF, USMO, Dion, and Queen for sharing the topic in the chat. So let's talk about what is peacocking, right? Let's start off by, sharing what peacocking means, right? And where the term comes from, right? You folks all know what a peacock is, right? Growing up in the 70s and 80s, I used to watch NBC, right? And NBC's logo, still to this day, is the peacock, right? Kind of mentioned this on the stream in the past. I'll share it again, though. In the 1980s, when color TV was out for several years, and then they added stereo to broadcasts, right? When they went from mono, one speaker, to stereo, two speakers, and television stations started broadcasting in stereo, NBC made it very apparent on their screen at the beginning of every show. They would start playing the theme song of the show, right? Like when I shared this example several weeks ago in a walking video. Like the show Family Ties, the theme song would pop on. I guess we've been together for 1,000,000 years, and I bet we'll be together for 1,000,000 more. I guess we'll be together for 1,000,000 more, right? The woman and the man singing the song, right? And at the beginning of that song, at the bottom of your screen, NBC put out this moving graphic that said, in stereo, we're available, right? Because stereo wasn't available everywhere across the country, but it was available here in the Bay Area because we're a major television market, right? And so what would happen is the little graphic would flash across the screen and say, in stereo, we're available. And then the NBC Peacock would spread its wings, right? And then the NBC Peacock, after it spread its wings, it put on a headset, meaning, two, left and right, stereo, right? When you have two channels, left and right, that's stereo, right? That was big back then. I mentioned that because using that peacock as a graphic and it's spreading its wings got your attention. It made you aware that this program is being broadcasted in stereo. We're available, right? Now, we're in 2021. Like, we have Dolby Digital, THX, and Dolby Atmos and all that stuff. We have 7.1 or 10.1 channels, right? But back then, two-channel stereo was huge. It was unheard of. right? I mention that because peacocking, the term peacocking, comes from a peacock, right? What is a peacock? Okay. The peacock, what it does, when it's trying to find a partner, a female, to mate with, what does it do? Have you ever seen a peacock in real life? I have. They're absolutely gorgeous. It is literally one of the most gorgeous animals on the planet. Who agrees with me on that? The peacock spreads its wings, right? And it is so colorful. And the peacock, when it spreads its wings, looks like there are eyes looking at you. It's like the most beautiful thing, right? And the peacock does that because that's very attractive to the female he's trying to find and mate with. I've never seen one yet. Queen, I'm not bragging, I'm just being honest. I'm low-key introverted and I get a ton of women. Dion, here's the thing. I don't think you're completely introverted. I think maybe you're 50-50, right? If you were 100% introverted, you wouldn't get women. I think you're half and half. I think you know when to lay on the charm and when to be laid back. Like, look, when I'm hanging out with this woman later tonight, I'm not going to be all amped up like I am right now. Maybe at times, right? But when I'm sitting there laying with her, I'm cool and calm and relaxed. We snuggle up, right? And maybe you can consider that more of an introverted moment. That plane just took off. Look at it turn its wings. That is gorgeous. I think you're more 50-50, Dion. Or maybe like 60-40, 60% introverted, 40% extroverted. You also take care of yourself, bro. Unlike most introverted guys. Not all, but most introverted guys don't take care of themselves physically. And even in their 20s, they look like they're 40 or 50. I've seen some guys in their 20s look like they're 40 or 50. And then people come across me. I'm 47, almost 48. And women are like, wow, you're 47, 48? Wow, I thought you were like 35 or 34 or 36, right? Well, I try to take good care of myself. Humbly speaking, I do what I can to take care of myself. And that's part of this topic here, peacocking, right? So the peacock spreads its wings because it's very beautiful. And it does that to maybe show off a little bit, which is a little bit, showing off a little bit, try to get attention, trying to meet a woman. Nothing wrong with that, as long as you don't go out there and make it apparent, right? But basically the peacock is like, I know I look good. It's confident, right? It's masculine. And I want to find a good woman to have a life with and procreate other peacocks, right? Spreads its wings, and then the women come a-flocking, right? So how does that pertain to, men, right? And men need to basically, act like a peacock if they want to get a good woman, right? Peacocking is the best way to stand out when approaching women nowadays. If you want to attract the right woman in your life, you first of all have to catch her attention, right? And like I've always said, no matter what you think or how good of a person you are as a man or a woman, physical attraction is the first thing. It has to be there. Now, it doesn't have to be the hottest person in the world, right? You just have to have a reasonable amount of physical and sexual attraction when you first lay eyes on somebody. On a dating site, you see their pictures, you know right away. As a man, and so does a woman, right? Without some or a decent amount of sexual attraction, nothing else matters from that point, right? But once that happens, like I've been mentioning on some other streams lately, the mental, the emotional, and spiritual then come into play to keep her around. Your looks will get you in the door, though. I'm getting very distracted by planes today. They're all taking off from the San Carlos airport. They're loud. It's the start of the week. They're probably all flying down to Southern California for the week for business or something like that, right? The private planes at San Carlos, the nearby San Carlos airport. So, the term peacocking came about thanks to the wonderful millennials, right? And now it's been a highly scrutinized word on the internet more so by women, right? Because the women are perceiving it to be something that pickup artists use, like men that are not seeking something real. Well, here's the truth of the matter. This is what the ladies don't understand. Maybe some do, but most don't, right? And here's the truth, right? Regardless of what you're looking for as a man, whether it's a real relationship, a one-night stand, a friends with benefits, right? Or this new term I keep hearing nowadays, situationships, right? How many of you have heard that? Situationships, right? I'm in a situationship. Meaning that you're in a pretend relationship because you both are afraid to commit to each other, or, you know, maybe you two are great lovers, but beyond that, there's nothing there. So you're in a, you know, sexual relationship until, you know, you find someone, until you both find someone that's a better fit for you. There's somebody sitting at the top, so I'm not going to go to the observation deck today. I don't want to interrupt them. Maybe they'll come on down and I'll be able to go up, but that's okay. So these situationships are what many people are doing nowadays till they find someone better, right? So regardless of what you're looking for, you still have to attract women the same way. The same things it takes to attract a woman for a one-night stand is the same thing that it takes to attract a woman for a relationship, right? And like I did on my stream last night, check out my stream from last night if you missed it, okay? It's not about money with women, at least initially, right? For some women, sure, they're all about the money, but for most women, it's not even about money initially, it's about how you show up. How you show up physically and how you carry the conversation, and are you fun to be around, right? Like Dion was saying, I'm introverted, sorry, right? Do you think someone that is completely introverted is going to be able to entertain a woman enough to keep her around, even if you're attractive? Like I said, looks get you in the door, but your personality, you know, keeps them there. Who you are as a person, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, keeps them there, right? So peacocking is a term that means men focus on their best attributes or assets to try and attract women, right? Peacocking is I wouldn't even say flaunting. Maybe some people look at it that way. But peacocking is basically showing up, being the best version of you that you can be, right? Being in good shape, grooming yourself properly, smelling nice with deodorant and some cologne, wearing some nice clothing that's not old and ragged or ripped, right? Showing up with a smile, right? Not having bad breath. Jesus. We've got a lot of planes that are heading out today. They're very loud and they're very distracting, but they're cool to watch though, huh? I've kind of learned how to get my camera and follow them, especially when they fly right under me. I mean, over me, sorry. If they flew right under me, my ass would be hurting. Yeah. So I've, read a bunch of things on peacocking, and I have my opinion on it, right? And I strongly suggest that men approach women like a peacock. Okay? Now, you're not going to show up exactly like a peacock and start spreading your wings or taking your clothes off and say, here I am, I'm a hot guy, take me, right? Whoa, that plane is flying low. It's probably turning around and going north. It probably took off from a south runway. Or maybe it's going east. Okay. LOL, says Queen. Making sure your clothes are ironed, that's right. I love your perspective. I love your perspectives, Eli, and logical. Half the guys out here don't know how to get women the right way. They think they have to manipulate. Some of the planes are going to... What is that, Queen? G-I... I can't see the suns here. Gitmo? What does that mean, Queen? I'm curious to know what that means, Queen. These millennial acronyms. Excuse me. I appreciate it, Dion. The reason why those guys have to manipulate women to get them is because they can't attract women being themselves. Either they're not in great shape, they're unattractive, or they're not in a good place financially, and they have to manipulate women to get them to believe there's something they're not, right? And actually, that is a part of peacocking, but that's like the wrong type of peacocking that women criticize, right? And I don't blame women for criticizing that, right? Again, peacocking is presenting yourself in a way, that allows you to stand out amongst other guys, right? Okay? And nowadays, in this modern world of dating where the competition is fierce and women have way more options than men, right? How are you going to stand out amongst all the other men, right? This woman I'm hanging out with now, and it's going well, she shared some stories with me, and I've shared some of them on some past streams over the last few weeks. But yeah, she said it's overwhelming. It's crazy what these guys will try to do to try to get a date. They try to be something that they're not, right? So here's the thing. If you try to peacock a woman, if you try to be like a peacock to get to know a woman, but the negative aspects of peacocking, right? Women are going to eventually pick up on that, if not right away. And the women that don't pick up on that right away are women that are in the same position or worse off than the man that's trying to play the game on them, right? So for example, if you have a broke-ass loser man that's out of shape, and has nothing going for him, has no job, no nothing, right? Okay? He may try to come off to women as, okay, I've got money, I've got, this and I've got that, right? Maybe he's getting his money from his family or his parents or something. Maybe he's able to survive somehow, but he's not independent, right? So he's pretending to be independent, right? Most women are going to be able to pick up initially that this guy is lying by his demeanor and his tone, and he's not going to be able to keep up his story long enough to keep the facade going. But some women will buy into it right away and continue buying into it. You know why? Because those women are either in the same exact position as this man, or they're worse off, and no other guy will talk with them, and they just settle for a guy like this, right? But see, these guys that you're talking about, Dion, yeah, they're able to get low-value women that are either, just as bad as they are or worse off than they are, right? Typically, these guys, like people we've known about out here on the internet, they will date women that are in a worse position emotionally, financially, and mentally and spiritually than they are, right? And maybe these women are cute and stuff, right? And they have sex with them, right? But they don't want anything more with them because they're not able to provide what that woman really wants, right? Even if that woman is perceived to be worse off than this man, women in that situation are looking to seek up to a man that they perceive will be able to rescue them and better their lives, right? And so these guys that manipulate women pretend to be that guy temporarily to get a piece of ass every now and then, right? Makes sense? And it becomes this vicious cycle, right? That's the only way some of these guys can get a woman, by manipulation, right? But here's the thing. Does it feel good deep within that the only way you can get a woman is through manipulation, right? Because honestly, I don't think that's much better off than being an incel, involuntary celibate. What I like about this woman that I'm with now, I actually really like who she is, and she really likes who I am. And we get along. We have great physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual chemistry. We're going to take a 2-hour drive tonight to our destination, or maybe a little longer than 2 hours, right? We're going to play our tunes. We're going to have great conversations. We might stop and grab a bite somewhere along the way. And most guys will be like, I got to sit in the car for 2 hours. With my wife or my girlfriend, this is going to be boring. No. If you really care about her and you really have a connection with her, you can make that car ride just as fun as the bedroom will be once you get there, right? The reason why you're coming off that way is because the woman you're with is not someone you really want to be with. It's just all you can get because of the situation you're in, right? And these guys would rather continue going down this rabbit hole than bettering themselves, like I'm going to share with you here today about what peacocking really is. How I see peacocking and how I feel all men need to approach women like a peacock in this aspect, right? Which I'll get to in a second here. Let me check out the chat here real quick. Gitmo means Guantanamo Bay. It is a prison. Oh, okay. I've heard of that prison, says Dion, SAFUSMO. Thanks for explaining that, Queen. I know what that prison is, too. So let's talk about, the proper way of showing up and why I consider this the real meaning of peacocking, right? Peacocking, to me, like I said earlier, is showing up being the best possible version of yourself you could be, right? Let me use myself as an example. I'm 47. I'm going to be 48 years old. And I'm going to be 48 years old in December, right? And I've never had a problem attracting women. even as I've gotten older. Why? I've taken care of myself. Now, is it hard to find the right woman? Sure, but I have no problem, getting women's attention, right? Some guys can't even get a woman's attention, right? Because number one, they're trying too hard, and number two, they don't take care of themselves like I take care of myself, right? I stay in pretty good shape. I exercise regularly, right? I wear nice clothing. I groom myself. I use deodorant. And I don't use the cheap stuff. Like I always have said in the past, I use expensive Gillette Clinical deodorant, antiperspirant deodorant, and it works. It's the only deodorant that's worked to prevent me from sweating and smelling, right? It's worth paying the extra money to get a product that works because it's going to benefit you in the long run. I wear cologne, like I said, nice clothing, washed, pressed, smelling nice, looking nice, not ripped, not worn out, right? Another thing, I wasn't blessed with the best hair. Growing up in my 20s, started shaving my head, right? And I was like, cool. Hey, some women like it, some women don't. This woman I'm with likes that a lot. Great. Welcome to my world, ma'am. And I took it one step further after I shaved my head. I'm not insecure about my shaved head. I love my shaved head. But you know what I said? You know what? If I wasn't born or blessed with the best hair, right? I'll shave it off and then I'll start wearing some nice hats every now and then, right? And the hats, I wear nice quality hats. I don't buy the cheap hats. Why? Number one, they don't last as long. And number two, they don't look as good, right? And I don't do it to try to attract women necessarily. I do it for myself. But me taking care of myself in that way attracts women because I do it for myself and I look good and I feel good, right? Which is more important, feeling good. Women can pick up on that when you feel good. On top of that, I used to have a goatee and a mustache. Then I said, screw it, I'm going to grow a full-grown beard. When I got into my 40s, I went from a goatee to a full-grown beard like I have now. And I did that because, I wanted a little change of pace, right? I was starting to get a little bit older. I have a shaved head, which is not bad, right? I love it, but I wanted to put a little more focus on my face, right? Than my bald head, right? Not insecure about it. I just wanted to put more focus, so I grew a beard. As I got into my early 40s, I started getting a little bit of gray, right? You start going gray probably in your late 30s, early 40s, right? I don't have a whole lot of gray. I do have some. But I said, you know what? Remember those Just for Men commercials? When I was younger, I would make fun of those Just for Men commercials, right? Now, I'm a big advocate of Just for Men. Why? I'm almost 48 years old. Look at my beard. Do you see any gray in there? This is what a peacock is. This is Lewis Fuller. Awesome, Lewis. Thanks for sharing the emoji. Folks, please smash that please smash that thumbs up button, please. Please smash the like button. I can't even talk. Whew. I'm too excited about this topic today. And I'm excited about, going away for a couple days. Haven't done that in a while. So I take care of myself as best as possible. My brother, over the last couple of years, he's been telling me, dude, why do you use Just for Men, dude? Just leave the gray there. It makes you look more distinguished. That's attractive to women. Well, dude, yeah, there are women that like the distinguished look like that, right? But you know what? If I can, cover up some gray, stay in shape, and look 10 to 15 years younger than my actual age, at age 47, 48, that makes me feel good about myself, more so, right? And when I feel good about myself deep within, without having to come out and say it, I say it out here because I'm teaching you folks this for example purposes, right? That radiates off to the woman, right? And I get lots of compliments saying, wow, you're actually 47? You're actually, last year when I was 46, you're actually 46? Yeah, you don't believe me? You just look a bit younger, right? You don't have any gray or anything like that. Well, that's not true. Then I tell them my Just for Men story and they get a good laugh at it, right? I'm confident about it though, right? So they get a good laugh at it. It's not an insecure statement, right? See, with women, if you can have a good laugh at, shit happening when you age, it's attractive to them because they feel your confidence, right? Like you don't give a shit, right? Like you don't give a shit about whether they accept you or not or what they think. You're cool with it either way. You want them to accept you, but if they don't, no big deal, right? No sweat off your back, right? There's another woman waiting around the corner, right? So that's peacocking right there. In essence, peacocking to a peacock, they spread their wings and they attract their mate, right? Because they take care of themselves. They're in good shape. They keep their wings clean, right? They're very colorful and bright, right? They look pretty, right? If you're a man, and I hate to use this word because it sounds feminine, but it's not. If you're a man and you look pretty, especially as you get older, women are very attracted to that. And why? Because I've seen guys my age or 10 years younger than me. I've seen guys in their mid-30s up until my age of 47 that look 15, 20 years older. I've seen guys my exact age, 47, look like they're 60 or 65. And then these guys wonder why they're struggling with women, right? Or they have to manipulate women to get them, right? Or settle for women that are less attractive than they are, right? See, the thing is this, these guys complain that, women want the perfect guy and they want the guy to be in great shape and this and that and have all this money and this and that. That's not exactly what most women are saying. Some of them are gold diggers, right? And they want that, right? But the majority of women, right? The majority of women that take care of themselves, right? You, as a guy, you want to be attracted to the woman, right? There's not a guy on the planet that wouldn't prefer to be with a sexy, attractive woman that's in shape or pretty decent shape, right? Little thick is okay, right? But you know what I'm saying? Being in decent shape, have nice hair. If she's getting older, she colors her hair so it covers up the gray. I've seen women in their 40s and 50s. Most women color their hair. I've seen some that are in really good shape but don't color their hair. And I'll be honest with you, it's a turnoff to me. You women have every product known to man and womankind to beautify yourselves at any age, right? The women that don't do that, it turns me off, no matter how sexy their body is or how good of a person they are. It's a simple thing, right? Women need to peacock, be like a peacock too, right? And to be honest with you, women have always been like a peacock. Women have always felt that they have to look as attractive as possible physically to attract a man. And for the most part, that's true, right? So, guys, here's the thing. Women are going out of their way to take care of themselves. Not all, but many, right? Or most decent women, reasonable women, will go out of their way and they will get in good shape. They'll wear nice clothing. They'll wear nice cologne, deodorant. They'll do their nails, right? They'll shave their legs. They'll shave other parts in case it goes to that point, right? They go out of their way to take care of themselves, right? So don't you think they expect the same thing from you in return? Do you guys feel you're entitled to having a beautiful woman that works hard to take care of herself? Do you feel you're entitled to that if you don't have the same thing to bring to the table? Seriously, right? There are guys out there that have shitty attitudes. They're 30, 40, 50 pounds overweight, right? They don't trim their beard. They don't clip their nails. They don't take care of, other aspects of their body, right? And they feel they're entitled to the hottest women. And then they complain that, oh, women are just, they're just impossible nowadays. That's not true. Now, it is much more difficult for any man to get a woman nowadays because of their options, right? And I've gone through some times where it's been difficult finding the right one, but I keep pushing forward. And at some point, eventually, the right one comes along, right? Like this one right now, right? So what I'm out here to preach to you guys is this, right? You're only going to attract what you put up. How you show up is exactly what you're going to attract. If you're a decent guy, good personality, and you're in decent shape like myself, and you dress nice, right? And you are properly groomed and all that, and you smell nice, then you have a shot at attracting women that are similar like that are attractive as well, right? But if you're 30, 40 pounds overweight, 50 pounds overweight, 100 pounds overweight, you wear old clothes that are ripped, you don't wash your clothes, they smell, you don't use deodorant, you don't shampoo your hair, or if you have thinning hair, you don't shave it off and do something about that, right? Maybe buy a nice hat like me, right? Grow a beard, use just for men. You guys don't take care of yourselves as best as possible, like women do, you're not going to get those types of women, right? You're going to attract women that are in the same position or worse off than you. Typically, even the women that are at your level are going to want better guys than you. So in essence, the only women you're going to practically get are women that are worse off than you. And some of you guys will give in to those women because it's the only, I hate to say it, it's the only pussy you'll get, right? I'm going to stop it over here and take a look at the chat. Okay, nothing happening in the chat. Would you folks like me to go to the other side again today? I've got probably another 15 minutes or so before I get to the front of the trail, and I can extend this another maybe 15, 20 minutes by going to the other side. Put a 1 in the chat if you'd like for me to extend this. Put a 2 in the chat if you're tired of my ass and you want me to shut this baby down. Now, the trolls wish they could come in here and put a bunch of 2s, right? That's why we had such great security here on Coach Eli's channel. I'm going to show you some of the beautiful scenery again as I continue to try to motivate you guys to turn your life around, right? You can turn your life around very easily. There are a lot of men I've seen out here on YouTube and all over social media that are whining and complaining, and then you see their pictures. And I'm a guy, right? I don't like to criticize my brothers, right? You would think the brotherhood should stick together, right? And yes, I do love my brothers. But if I lied to you and said, oh, dude, you're 300 pounds and you smell like crap and you don't brush your teeth, if I lied to you and said, well, dude, you know what? Just keep trying. You'll find a good woman. I wouldn't feel like I was a good enough brother for you. I'm going to tell you what the issues are, so hopefully you can snap out of it and make the changes and get what you want. The funny thing is, these are the guys that complain they can't get women, right? Or get the women they want, right? And then they ask you, how come you can get good women, Eli, attractive women, nice, attractive women, right? And I can't. Well, if I tell you the truth, it's going to hurt your feelings. Are you open to hearing the truth? It's going to be pretty direct, and you're going to be ticked off. No, I want to learn so I can fix myself, right? All right, dude, you smell like shit. Your clothes aren't washed. Your clothes are faded. You don't brush your teeth. You don't take care of yourself. Dude, you're being so rude, so mean to me. Dude, you asked me for the truth, right? You can get mad at me all you want, bro. The truth of the matter is, until you make those changes that I mentioned, you're not going to get anywhere. And you're going to be even more pissed off than you are at me right now for telling you the truth after you asked me for the truth, right? Another thing, guys that are that insecure and behave that way after saying, hey, Eli, I want to know your thoughts. Then you tell them your thoughts and they get butthurt. That's feminine energy. Those are guys that are overreacting emotionally. That's another reason why you're not getting women, because you overreact emotionally and you're acting more like a woman than a man. And honestly, when I deal with guys, let me tell you this. I said this before, I'll say it again. I am more annoyed when guys overreact like a woman. We like to say that, dude, you're acting like a bitch, right? When guys overreact like a woman, that annoys me more than anything women do, period, right? When guys act like a woman in any way, shape, or form, it annoys me more than a woman cheating on a guy. And that's pretty bad, right? I wanted to compare it to that so you understand, when I come across guys that don't act masculine and act more feminine, it annoys the living shit out of me. Because I'm a man. And when I see any of my brothers behaving like a little female dog, it makes me want to wring their neck. Figuratively speaking, that is. YouTube, figuratively speaking, even though you really feel like wringing their neck, but you don't, I would never do that. I'm just saying I feel like it, right? I'm like, dude, let me knock some sense in your ass, man. You keep whining and complaining you can't get a woman, right? You see me with good, beautiful, nice women, right, throughout my entire life, and you still can't get a woman in your late 40s or 50s. Why? Because you never fucking listen, man. You've been coddled all your life by your family and other friends, right? Maybe they've tried to help you and you overreacted to them like a woman, right? So they just let you keep going, right? For me, no. Friends, I've had friends like that in the past, and I had to remove myself from that friendship because I just couldn't stand being around any friend that was behaving like a little female dog. It's annoying as hell, right? There's nothing that annoys me more than this part of my French. Pussified men. Pussified men, they annoy me more than anything. Even women cheating on a guy, which is bad. But men behaving like women even annoy me more than that. Queen says, laughing my ass off. What are you laughing at, Queen? Be more specific, and we'll address it. You folks still didn't let me know. I can no longer look at the beautiful women on the trail because the new woman I'm seeing now is watching these. I'm just kidding. I can see women anywhere, and they're beautiful, right? But she's not my woman, and I'm happy with the woman I'm with, right? And I'll joke about it, right? Because I'm a dude, right? I'll joke about it, but you know what? I'm the kind of guy that I'm a faithful and loyal type of person to somebody I'm with. That's the way I was born and raised. And, you know, if I'm going to spend, you know, 150, 160 bucks a night on a nice hotel suite, it better be with the right woman that I'm loyal and faithful to, right? I don't spend money on women that I don't give a damn about, you know. It's not even the money, it's the time investment. I wouldn't even spend a minute with a woman for free that I didn't care about and felt something genuine with. So folks, do you want me to continue to the other side and extend this stream another 20 minutes? Put a 1 in the chat if you want me to extend it. Put a 2 in the chat if you're bored and you want me to go home. And be honest. Even if you're a mod here, I promise you I won't remove your wrench. Queen says, the question that you asked about staying on a little longer. SIF yes Mo Dion says 1. Let's see if anyone else will respond. I'm almost at the entrance of the trail. I'll be there in about 5 to 7 minutes. I'll show you the perspective from here. Dion, I'm just curious to know. You mentioned earlier in the Coach Eli Facebook private mod group, you mentioned that you really like these walking streams. Maybe, and I know you like both, right? But I think you like these a little better than the in-studio ones because I'm a little more raw on these. And I know people want more raw. I mean, I'm pretty raw from the studio too, but I'm a little more raw on these mobile streams because it's just myself and the camera, no fancy graphics or anything like that, right? But what is it that you really like about these walking with purpose streams? I'm just curious to know, dude. And how long you been with your girl, man? And how are things going with you and your girl? Do you think this is the one, dude? Is it progressing at a natural level? You know, good loving and all that, constant, bro? I'm really glad I came out and did a walking stream today. Yes, I enjoy the raw perspective. I figured that's what it was, dude. Yeah, I'd say I'm a little more raw on these mobile streams. The in-studio streams, I try to keep them a bit more professional, but I mean, I'm still, you know, pretty raw as well, but more so on these streams. I'm out in the open. And when I get out in the open and I'm walking and the endorphins kick in, Dion, it just loosens up my mind even more. You know, when you're sitting down in a chair in the studio, right? You're confined to that chair, right? You have studio lights, you have a green screen. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not saying I'm all that. I think my production value, even in the studio, is phenomenal, right? But for me, when I'm out in the open with natural light and natural surroundings, I feel more free. When I'm in the studio, I feel like it's all like artificial. And it is. It's artificial light, green screen background, right? You're sitting down, you're not moving around. It's a world of difference. And you know what? You gave me a good idea, Dion. And that's something that I think I may end up preaching to some future creators. Try to do a bunch of mobile streams on top of pre-recorded videos, or try to record videos while you're walking around and you're out of a building, right? Because you're going to be, you know, dealing with natural surroundings, natural light, natural habitat, right? It makes a world of difference. Like, I'll tell you what, there's nothing better than natural light, even for taking pictures and for video, right? You know how long it took me to adjust my settings in my studio to get the lighting right, for my shows to look good, for my green screen to look properly? You know, I had issues at first where my face was looking all like flushed and stuff, even with my new expensive Sony a6400, you know, camera that I use for my live streams in the studio. It took a long time to get the settings right. Out here, all I do is I go on the YouTube app. I mean, I set up the stream from, you know, my desktop, because there's some more features I can actually turn on that aren't available within the mobile app on YouTube. What I do is I create the stream from the YouTube app, and then it shows up in the back end of YouTube Studio on my laptop. I go in there and tweak some other settings, such as turn the DVR off so people can't rewind, engage slow mode, engage subscribers only mode. All that's not available from the app, but if you go on the back end of YouTube Studio from your laptop or desktop, after you create the stream from your phone, right, you can completely set it up and even add a high quality thumbnail as well. You can do that high quality thumbnail from the app as well, but then you have to, you know, use a thumbnail from your phone or have it sent to your phone from your laptop. So I do all that stuff from my laptop. But yeah, it's pretty much point and shoot when you come out in the open. There's nothing better than a natural environment. Somebody coming on the other side of the trail. Pull off to the side in a second. I'm going to go down to the observation deck, show you guys another good view from up there, and then head back and call it a day and continue getting ready for my little getaway for the next few days. I'm going to come over here for a second. This person passes. I'm going to show you folks the water. It's pretty warm today. And that same dude that has his shirt off, he's an older guy, probably like in his late 60s, early 70s. He's out here still jogging on the trails. I respect that. Dude, you're going to live a long life. And he looks like, you know, he has some issues with his nerves and stuff, but he's doing the best he can with what he's got. Hi. Nice guy. He said, hi, I respect that. I'm going to be that old fuck. Well, not him. I'm calling myself an old fuck. I'm going to be an old fuck in about 15 years, right? And I'm still going to be walking these trails and running like that guy, right? Mad respect, right? Even at that age, if you're single and you're trying to find a woman in your 60s, there are still some attractive women in their 60s that take care of themselves. I mean, they're 60. But as long as the woman stays in shape and can still color her hair, hey, women can look good for a very long time as long as they don't let themselves go, right? Now I feel a little bit of a cool breeze, but it is warmer out here today than it has been the past few days. I'm going to show you the perspective of what I see walking in. And then I'll check out the chat when I get to the top. of the observation deck. Folks, if you're just joining me here, I'm going to be going away tonight for a couple nights out of town with this new wonderful lady that I've been getting to know. I'm going to break the monotony. She has a couple days off of work. Her days off vary. And so you're not going to get any more content from me until Thursday. I will be back late on Wednesday night. And we're going to be going out of town for tonight, Monday, and tomorrow, Tuesday. And then we're going to do some hiking tomorrow on Tuesday. And then after we check out on Wednesday, before we get back, we're going to do another hike in the early afternoon before we head on back. Be back late on Wednesday evening. And I'm going to take the rest of that night off and relax. And then on Thursday, I'll be back with 2 shows. One, a Walking with Purpose stream, and then the second one is going to be from the studio. And I'm going to be discussing introverts. And I'm sure you're going to tune into that one, Dion, because you said earlier when I was talking about this at the beginning of the stream that you're an introvert, complete introvert, and I don't think you are. I think you're either half and half or 60-40. I think maybe you're like 60% extroverted, 40% introverted, bro. To be honest with you, Dion, I don't even think I'm 100% introverted. I mean, I'm way more introverted than extroverted. That's a fact. Anyone wouldn't deny that, including you. But I would say I'm like 80% extroverted, 20% introverted. I do have my moments of being introverted, being kind of nerdy, being all calm and quiet, right? Which, honestly, I think that's a good balance. I think 80-20 or even 70-30 is a good balance for a man being primarily extroverted and then having some introverted moments, because it's going to allow you to come off manly to women, but at the same time, that 20 or 30% side of you that's introverted is going to balance you out to not be arrogant, right? Maybe you'll be a little cocky, playful, funny, with your extroverted side, but your 20 to 30% introverted side is going to balance you out so you don't come off arrogant or you don't come off like a sissy. You're like well balanced in the middle, which is cocky, playful, funny. Let me show you guys, again, the observation that guys and gals, guys, well, women call women guys nowadays on YouTube, but I say guys and gals. I don't like it when women say, hey guys, and she's talking to women, right? Right? So I say guys and gals, because women have become masculine enough nowadays. We don't need women becoming more masculine than they've already become, right? So I say guys and gals. You guys, you're gals. Nothing wrong with that. That's wonderful, right? I could literally just stand out here all day. I could fall asleep up here and just really just enjoy it and get a suntan and just totally relax. The plane is leaving from the San Carlos airport. I'm going to show you this plane as it flies on by. It's just cruising. And look, there's the sun. It's going to fly near the sun. That is absolutely an awesome shot. At least I think it looks awesome. Here's the perspective that I see going down. I could just kick it here for a second. Not say a word. Breathe in the fresh air and enjoy the peace and quiet. Right? I mean, you're not that far away from civilization, but you're far enough out to the point of when a plane isn't flying by and making noise, it's very peaceful. Where the hell is that plane? There it is. Lots of planes flying out today. It is Monday. They're probably going down to Southern California. Or a lot of businessmen in this area. They own, homes here, and they own a plane, and they run their business like in Southern California or in Reno or surrounding state, right? So they have private planes because they make good money to the point of where they can afford them. And if you can afford to buy a private plane over the course of time, you're going to save money on airfare. Plus, you can pretty much take off and land whenever you feel like it. Sure, you have to, check in with the airport you're at and, get on the flight log or the flight list, but it's just much more convenient than going to a regular airport. The only thing is private planes, while they are safe, they're not as safe as the big jets, right? They have a greater chance of malfunctioning. But still, I mean, for the amount of flights that have happened in the history since we've been flying to get to places, right? Yes, we have had some planes go down and stuff, but there's like a 99.99999 safety rate, right? You just don't want to be that 0.0001 when something crazy happens, like, those terrorists did when they, drove the planes into the Twin Towers in New York 20 years ago. So September 11th, 2001, a day we'll all never forget. Could you imagine how it felt to be a passenger on those planes that knew they were hijacked and those people knew they were going to die within an hour or two? That's pretty sad. Anyway, let me check out the chat. Let me check out the chat here real quick. Want to try military? Let me see. You can think better too when you're moving around. Absolutely. Absolutely, Dion. And plenty of vitamin D from the sun. You're right, Queen. Vitamin D is very, very important. Yes, definitely, Queen. LOL. Want to try military? Another plane. All right, we're heading back, folks. We're going to go off the air in about, I'd say about 15 minutes or so. 15, 20 minutes max, probably 15 minutes before I get to my car. Get your questions, comments, and concerns in. Once I go off the air, I may be available for the moderators on Messenger for a little bit if you need anything from me. But I'd say probably after 4 or 5 o'clock. Well, I'd say after maybe 2 or 3 o'clock Pacific this afternoon, which is 5 or 6 Eastern, I will be unavailable. I'll be driving and stuff. If you folks need something while I'm gone, send me a message. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I'll be periodically checking my messages on my iPhone 12 Pro Max. But if it's something that's really not important, I may not get back to you until when I return Wednesday night or Thursday morning when I get back to the swing of things. But between now and then, Dion, think about if you want to do a show this Friday, or Lauren, Axelrod, Real Talk with Lauren. If you come across the stream, let me know if you want to stream this Friday. I really want to start doing some streams on other channels and even bringing on people to talk on my channel through StreamYard, like on Fridays. I think that would be great. And even sometimes during the week. But I just noticed the best times, one of the best nights to stream and do a panel discussion or interview people is like on Friday nights. People are getting off of work, they have the weekend off, and they're looking for content like that. In response to Queen saying vitamin D is very, very, very crucial. And like when you have a pinched nerve and stuff like that, getting sun and walking, getting your vitamin D naturally from the sun is the best. Now, I do use supplements as well. I do use Kirkland calcium gummies. I take 2 each day, sometimes twice a day. You can't overdose on it. And they give you 1,000, I think it's milligrams or something. I can't remember how they rate vitamins. It gives you some vitamin D3. But some doctors out there that I've seen on YouTube, they say you can't overdose on vitamin D3 and you should take like a large amount of D3, as much as possible. Even like 5 times the recommended amount is not going to OD you, and it's going to give you benefit, right? But here's the thing. Everyone's bodies reacts to vitamins and drugs and all that stuff differently, right? And, you know, as you age, you're going to also react to things differently than you did when you were younger. I mean, in some cases, right? Or maybe in most cases. Some cases, maybe you're a superhuman and, you know, it won't affect you throughout your life. But typically as you age, you know, medication and things and vitamins and stuff, you know, if you don't follow the recommended, you know, labels, they tend to affect you in a negative way more. But yeah, vitamin D3, I've heard a lot of great things about it. It is a necessity. The best way to get it is from the sun. And right now, Queen, if you can't tell, you see it's coming right down on me, Queen. You can see it clearly on the iPhone 12 Pro Max because of the great auto exposure. But that sun, Queen, is beating right on me. And if I didn't have my hat on, my head would be burned. That's another reason why I wear hats when I walk. It protects my head from getting burned. I don't have any hair on it to protect it from getting burned, so wear a hat. And you also want to wear some sunglasses. It's another thing I forgot to mention about the topic earlier, okay? Peacocking, right? Part of showing up and looking good for me is wearing these Ray-Ban sunglasses, right? Now, it's not the fact that they're $150 sunglasses that I only paid $105 for 8 years ago. I got a good deal on them, right? I just like Ray-Bans. And they are stylish. But they have great protection from the sun, right? And they're durable. These things, unless you step on them hard, they don't break. These frames are rock solid, right? Right? And I don't wear Ray-Bans because I want to show off and say, oh, I can afford Ray-Bans. I'm a cool dude, right? I just like Ray-Bans. I like the way they look. But most importantly, I like how they feel on me, and I like the protection I have from the sun, right? Cheap-ass sunglasses, they wear out after 6 months or less, right? And they're like 20 bucks a pop, right? I've had these 8 years. I shared this the other day. I'll share it again. If I bought cheap sunglasses, I would have replaced them 16 times by now, right? That means I would have spent $320 on cheap sunglasses over the last 8 years. I spent $105 on these Ray-Bans, and they've lasted me 8 years. They'll probably last me 8 more years. Especially now that I know how to clean any oxidation that comes on the side after a certain amount of time. Right? Like when you're out in this environment here around salt water and stuff, and you sweat, the side of your sunglasses get oxidized. And that's one of the reasons why people replace their Ray-Bans after a while, because of that oxidation. But I said, screw it. This time I looked for a video on YouTube, and like I mentioned in the past, someone did a video saying, buy this Rain-X, car headlight restoration kit. It works the same way to remove oxidation on your Ray-Ban sunglasses. I'm like, you got to be shitting me. I watched this video, right? I said, screw it. I went out and got it at my local Ace Hardware for like 18 bucks. Tried it out. Perfect, but it's got almost everything off. Like, these sunglasses are as new as can be after 8 years. For them to look this good after 8 years, is impressive. But here's the thing. Even some women look at Ray-Bans as a status symbol, right? Or they're like, wow, I love your sunglasses. I've had women tell me, you look really hot in those sunglasses, right? I didn't buy these glasses thinking that women were going to think I'm hot and this and that. But it's nice to hear, right? When you take care of yourself, okay? When you approach dating, in my opinion, like a peacock, right? Meaning that you show up being the best possible version of yourself that you can be. You're going to attract the type of woman you want in your life. And if she doesn't come around right away, keep being that same person. Keep bettering yourself, and she will eventually practically fall into your lap. You know, guys, here's the thing. There's a bit of luck involved, too. No matter how attractive of a guy you are or good of a guy you are, right? There's a bit of luck in finding a good woman. It's not all skill, but you got to have some skill. You got to be a man, right? But you just got to be lucky to come across a good woman like I did at a time where she's single and in a good place to date, right? Sometimes you come across the right woman and she just got out of a relationship and not in a good place to date, right? There is luck involved when it comes to dating. But to give yourself the best possible shot of finding just that one woman out of the thousands you may talk to on these apps and dating sites over the years, right? To find that one, all you have to do is look at dating. Approach dating like a peacock. Show up and keep showing up being the best version of yourself you can be. Recology is a company that does the recycling here in San Mateo County. They have these big recycling trucks that are loud. Folks, get your questions, comments, and concerns in. We're going to go off the air in about 1 or 2 minutes. I'm almost back. Lots of flies out today. That 102 minutes, that's an hour and 42 minutes right now. Let me come over here in a shady area because the sun is really super bright today. And I'm having a hard time seeing my screen. Yeah, they've been mowing the lawn out here. I can smell freshly mowed lawn. Okay, this should allow me to see the screen. Yes. SIFSMO Dion says, birds of a feather flock together. Women can sense that peacock. That's right. Awesome, Dion. Queen Helen Casey says, don't feel bad. There are loud recycling trucks in my city too. Well, you live in New York, Queen. I mean, you know, I live in the suburbs, Queen. So, you know, you don't hear them all the time like you would directly in the city. But yeah, we do hear them. I mean, it's part of, you know, keeping things going, right? You got to have all these services, right? But I get it. Is there a Queen? LOL. Well, Dion, you're in New York too, huh? You both are in New York, I believe, in the New York State area. Anyway. All right, folks. I'm going to wrap it up. We are at 1 hour and 44 minutes, leaving 9 in the box. 3 thumbs up. Folks, please like, share, subscribe. To my moderators out there, I know I have at least 10 mods. I mean, I'm not trying to beg or anything, but I'm really trying to move things forward, and I would at least hope I can get a like from each of my mods on these streams. You know, so we get, you know, 8 to 10 likes or so, right? We've got 3 likes right now. 4 likes now. I appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications, folks. I really want to help as many people as possible get what they want in life. It's not that difficult. It really isn't that difficult, right? If you're willing to be a student like I've always been a student. I learned this stuff because I was a student, and guess what? Just because I'm a coach doesn't mean I'm not still a student. A great coach is always going to be a student because things change. And we want to learn everything as soon as something new comes out so we can present it to you and help you work through it in the quickest, most effective, and efficient way possible. So, you can work through whatever it is and accomplish whatever it is that your heart desires. So, folks, please, if you know of anyone that would enjoy this content, if you know of any guys out there that are struggling to find the love of their life, they're about to give up on women, I'd love for you to send them my way. Have them catch one of the streams, invite them, right? And same with you ladies too. I help ladies as well too. I'm not a selfish person that just caters my content to men like many of these angry and bitter male content creators out here on YouTube that have not only given up on women, they've given up on themselves, they've given up on life, right? I do help women, and I can help women better understand the male perspective and, why men are treating them the way they're treating them, right? And what can women do to make things better, not only for themselves, but for the men they're trying to attract? All right, folks. Have yourselves a good one. If you're a moderator here and you need something, you have a few hours, you can reach out to me. If not, I'll be on the road later tonight, and I'll get back to messages later tonight or tomorrow. I'll be periodically checking in on messages on my phone while I'm out of town, but unless it's something really crazy, I won't get back to you until Wednesday night when I return or Thursday morning when I'm back doing a Walking with Purpose stream and then another stream from the studio later on that night. All right, with that being said, have yourself I don't live in New York City, that's for sure. Okay, you live in the outskirts. Okay. With that being said, have yourselves a great one. I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye. We're out. Peace out.